Yeah, hold on. I think it's okay. So hi everyone. We are going to be presenting our lessons for the Google class, the supporting Common Core with the Google Apps in Hawaii Summit. And we have 5 of us here today. So we'll introduce ourselves first. So first we have,
My name is Heishim Kaneshiro. I'm a teacher, kindergarten teacher at Puhale School, kindergarten. And then today I would like to just share my lesson. I taught the students about the writing, the like narrative writing. So um, the, the because they're kindergartners, so they don't really know how to write it. This is based on the Wonders lesson, the Unit A. They talk about see our country. That's a big theme about it. And then I show them all the like a virtual tour. I guess just like show them New York and like a Rushmore, all the just like the Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln statue. So after they saw this one, they have group discussions about where to visit and then where do they like to visit. So they choose a place, one place, and then they kind of write about how to get there, what do you like to see over there, the Statue of Liberty. If they go to New York, they can see a Statue of Liberty. So basically, just kind of they talk and then they write about it, and then of course, I help them to type with a Google Doc, and then that's it. Just to put him in. So they made their own writing piece with a picture. Of course, the picture that I helped them to kind of Google it and then cut and paste it on their writing. Okay, I wish I can show you, but I don't know how to do it. Yeah, that's it. Um, can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes, we can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah. So if you have any question, but anyway, so this is exactly I tied into a wonders lesson, Unit A. So the Common Core is talk about. Uh, I'm just looking at another screen here. The right narrative to develop real or imagined experiences or events using effective techniques, well-chosen details and word structures, event sequences. Another one is just gather relevant information from multiple print and digital sources, access to the credibility and accuracy of each source, and they integrate the informative like information while avoiding pluralisms. That's it. Thank you. Okay. That's it. I don't know who's next.
can you share a little bit more on how you taught the students to use Google? Like, so talk about the instructional strategies that you used and kind of how you set it up, especially for someone else who's trying to do this with kindergarten. How did you do it?
Oh, so what I did is like when I went to the Google Summit, I took one of the class they call like a reflector, user reflector. So I turn on my computer and also I have an iPad and then it connected. So I use the reflector program shows that I can walk around with a little iPad and then just model them first, how to go on the Google site first, then how to see the Google image about the symbols like a Statue of Liberty or anything, the Rushmore or the Liberty Bell things. And then after I show them, and then okay, next one, I'm going to show you how to do the Google Docs. So I show the Google Docs. Just kind of, you have to consistently model them because they are kindergartners. So show them how to use the Google Docs. Show first, and then I type it through the iPad because of the reflector program is really awesome that I don't have to sit around with my computer. Just type it through my iPad, then they can and then they still don't know how to type it. So, and then after they kind of break up small groups, and then just kind of just one-on-one, teach them how to type a little bit. But I really have to support them a lot. But that's the kind of basic structures. But they don't really know yet how to use a keyboard. So just model first, and then just just little by little. Okay, this is the type. I mean, this is how to type it. Yeah. Did I answer to your question?
Yeah. And then, Carrie, you had a question for her, right?
Yeah, I was just wondering, is that a free app?
Yeah. So, you can buy it like a $14.99, but there's a free apps. But somebody helped me to install it. Not me. I'm not a really tech person, so you don't have to spend $15.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, it's really, really. I mean, it's really convenience because you don't
Mm-hmm.
have to sit around with your computer. Literally, you can walk around with your iPad and then kind of show them or teach them. Yeah, I really like it.
Mm-hmm. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay. Anyone have any other questions for her? Okay. All right. So our next person can go.
Oh, okay. Hi, it's me. Hi, my name is Keiko Eko Burgess. So Eko is my nickname. I teach Japanese at Mirirani High School. Um, so we are learning how to count things. So, for example, in Japanese, it's so complicated, and the students get so confused easily. Like this kind of object, we call this one ippon, nippon. We use hon for this kind of thing. And paper kind of thing, we use ichi. Ichi is a number. Ichi, mai, ni, mai. So we use mai as a counter. And when we count the people, we count hitori, two people, futari, three people, sannin. So it's so easily confused. So I shared the Google slide. I use the Google slide. Can you see the slides? Am I sharing the slides with you guys?
Not yet.
No, I still see your face. You have to click on the screen share.
I clicked it. So
And then,
then
are you
you'll
looking
see-
at your slides now?
It'll show you which you want to present, and you click on your. Yep, there you go. Oh no.
Yeah.
no.
Oh wait, I don't. That's not. Yeah, that's not her. Oh, let's hit them. Hit them got it to work.
Okay. So wait. Where are you guys? Okay. So now, did I lost you? Oh,
Jenny,
sorry.
which one did you click on? No, it's okay. So when you
Okay.
click on screen share, and then there's two, right? Which one did you click on?
I clicked the screen share and I clicked these slides. But
You have to click. It asks you like which one you want to share.
okay.
It'll say,
Okay.
like, internal display, Google Hangouts.
Okay.
It asks you which
So
one you want to share.
okay. So now I go back to. Okay. So now I'm sorry. I shouldn't go to the second. Now I need to go back to our Hangout. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So join. Okay. Okay. Did I join? Not yet, right?
You've been here the whole time. We can still see you.
Okay, sorry. Uh, okay, so sorry. Sorry, we encountered a problem joining the video call. Okay, so it's good. Okay. So I think. Okay. How can I go back to our meeting? Okay.
Did you minimize it? Is it on the bottom? Like, do you see the Chrome button? Can you hit the Chrome button?
Uh-huh. Oh, here. Okay. Okay, I got it. Thank you very much. Okay, そしたら、and then, so, okay, I want to show like this. Okay. So anyway, I divided our class as 8 groups, and I asked each groups to create the question with counters using the Google Slides, and they are Google Slides. So, and each group created question. This is one group, group 1. They created like this. 犬は何匹ですか? So, 何匹 is counting the animal. And like this. This is 友達は何人ですか? 何人 is counting the people. And this one, this group. 家族は何人ですか? 何人 So how many family members in your family? Okay. 家族は何人ですか? それからこれは何冊ですか? 何冊 is counting the book, copy. So Twilight は何冊ですか? Which means how many Twilight book do you have? So students created the 8 questions with a slide. Each group created 8 slides. And after that, students asked the different groups to ask the questions which they created by the Google Slides. So it depends on the group. They have some different questions. And this activity, one is, but the main purpose is understanding how to use the counter with correct object, like this or like this. And also to get to know the classmates. So my class, the youngest one is 9th grade, mainly 9th grade. This is Japanese 1. But we have a couple of seniors. So they are in the same class taking Japanese 1, but they don't know each other. They are some students are close, but some students just know the name. So this is a kind of, what is it? Breaking ice? To know it. Icebreaker, thank you. Icebreaker. So each group created 8 questions with Google Slides, and then write it down, the questions on a notebook, and going different group and ask the students to ask like, 家族は何人ですか? How many family members? How many people in your family? And ask the question and correct the answers. And so can be like an icebreaker. And also in that case, students have to speak the questions, and the student have to listen, and the student have to answer. So it's like a write and speak, listen. So that is a very good practice for Japanese language. So that is my lesson. And students had fun because they mingle with the other students. Yeah, and in the class, the students talk. So I think, they enjoyed the class. That's it. Sorry.
Did the students work individually or did they work in groups?
In groups. First in groups when they created the slides like this. Because some students are kind of slow. So advanced students, they taught how to use the counter correctly to that kind of behind the students. But once they created the slides, when they ask the other group members, everybody have to do it individually. but they have the scenario, because they know how to ask, right? Because they already created the slide, so they just write it down, all the questions in the notebook. So even the behind kind of students, they didn't hesitate to ask the question.
Can you explain how you got the Japanese to be able to type in hiragana?
Typing the Japanese. So each computer has a typing system. So just add East language to your computer. So the students know very well, and it's so easy.
So when they type, do they type how do they type? Do they type in the furigana then?
No, they, for example, like this. Oh, how to type? Okay, so they can. This is if you can close this, you see US. So you can switch this US to Japanese. So they can type hiragana, katakana, even kanji. It's so
But from the
easy.
keyboard, do they type furigana? Like, do they type like K-A-Z-O?
Oh yeah, Romaji.
In Romaji.
Yeah, if you press the hiragana, for example, if you press this doesn't have. Okay, if you press, once you set up that, if you press the alphabet, the A, the key A, it can be hiragana or katakana A.
Oh, cool.
Press I, it can be E.
That's cool. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions for her? No. Okay. Then we'll switch to Carrie Ann.
Okay. So hi, I'm Carrie Ann Nakamura. I'm a second grade teacher at Wilson Elementary. And what I had the kids do, this was in coordination with our librarian. She helped them to find information on animals. They did an animal research project. So we incorporated the informational text, finding information, and they had to put that into a true-false slideshow. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll turn to the slides. I hope this works.
Yep, it's working.
Okay. So this is an example what one of the students did, and so she chose to do her research on penguins. And so they had to make a statement and then ask whether it was true or false, and then provide an answer and include a picture that gave more meaning to their answer. So penguins chew and spit out their food. So she answered true, and it was good that she said why they did it. We'll just kind of go through this. So as the children were working on this, you know, there were a lot of things they had to look for. First, they had to read through the text and gather the information that they wanted to share with others. They had to use text features like captions and highlighting in order to determine the important information. And then in doing their slides, you know, having complete sentences, providing pictures that gave more meaning to their slide. And I think that's it for this one. So this was just a really good way for us to assess not just their technological skills, but also, you know, the information they were able to get from the text, as well as their ability to write and complete sentences. See if I can. Okay, there we go. So that's about it. There will be a speaking and listening component later. They're going to be presenting their slides to the class and then their families at the end of the school year. So it's kind of a culminating activity for all of them. But yeah, that's about it. I don't know. Are there any questions?
How did you set it
I'm
up?
just wondering.
Oh.
I'm
Oh,
sorry. Go
no
ahead.
Kaneshiro Sensei, so I saw your question. Do students have their own computers? In the library they do, but their time in the library is limited. So we do have iPads in the classroom, but it's like a 1 to 6. So what we do is we usually get them started in class, and then they can work on it at home because they all have Google accounts. So a lot of them like to do it at home, and then it kind of becomes a family thing, which is nice. Families see what they're doing, and a lot of times they end up teaching their parents a lot about how to do the Google side. So it's really fun for the kids to become experts.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, it's hard because we don't have computers, and you can do slides on the iPad, but it's not the same format, so sometimes it is confusing for the kids.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, did you have your kids in groups or they were doing it all individually?
This is individual. Yeah. They do a really good job, I think, for second grade. Their first time having their Google accounts, and so it's a neat thing for them.
Did you see, like, I know for my students, they're older, of course, but like, it'll just naturally happen that someone figures out how to do something and then they'll like share. Did you have that? Yeah, so why don't you share about those kinds of things too?
Yes, absolutely. And there'll always be, a few that really become the experts, and then they help everybody else in class. So that's really a good thing. But they pick it up so quickly. They really do. Yeah. Like usually over the summer, we continue to get slides because the kids just have so much fun with it. Yeah.
Cute.
Okay, as far as evaluating, so we do have a rubric. I don't have it with me, but I do have it on my lesson plan. They need to have a total of 9 slides or 4 statements with 4 supporting evidence, and then they need to include photographs that support their statement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they do have to have a total of 9 slides.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. Right on. Very good. Any other questions for Carrie?
Just wondering, did you have a chance to teach them any kind of PowerPoint too? Because the slideshow looks like a PowerPoint too.
We actually used to do it on PowerPoint before we moved on to the Google Slides.
Oh, that's kind of good.
This is much easier on Google Slides just because, it's on their account and they're able to share it more easily. And we do the comments. I'll provide comments for the kids right on the slides, and they love getting feedback. So it's a really easy way for us to communicate. And even though they're only second graders, they can do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Very nice. Thank you. Okay, and so we'll switch over. Jenny.
Okay. Okay, so I'm Jenny Migita. I teach Japanese 1 and 2 at Roosevelt High School. For this particular lesson, I did the Google Apps for my Japanese 2 class. So I'm going to screen share my lesson plan on my Google Sites also. So this is my Google site. First of all, I had them log into b.socrative.com. So this is kind of like a Google app. I really like it. It looks like that, and you can just log in as a teacher. And if you have your Google account, you can just sign in with Google here. You can create quizzes. You can just do a quick question. It was really good. Unfortunately, my class does not have a computer lab, a laptop lab. But most of my kids do have their smartphones, and they're more than happy to take them out for a change. So they went to b.socrative.com. There's a classroom code that you set up as a teacher. So they enter that, and I tell them they have to enter their name. Or not everybody has a smartphone, so I said if you don't have a smartphone, find someone who does and work with them, and you enter both of your names. Then I had a kanji kind of, it wasn't a quiz, so it was labeled a quiz, but it wasn't like a quiz grade for them. It was more like a participation thing, and a review and a way for them to practice whether they knew how to read the kanji appropriately. So in Japanese, kanji readings will be different depending on the context. So you might read the kanji for one as ichi by itself, but when you're counting objects and it's followed by a hiragana tsu, it's read instead of hito and then tsu. So it depends on the context. And so I address the Common Core standard for the language, the knowledge of language. So they apply the knowledge of Japanese to understand how the pronunciation of kanji differs in different contexts, and then therefore make the appropriate choice for the meaning, like January versus the first day versus one object, and also to help them comprehend conversation better when we're using numbers. So they took that quiz either by themselves or with a partner, and then it was really cool because I got to see their results, and I enabled the option on the Socrative quiz so they could see the answers. So when they were going through it, you can hear them kind of reacting to the answer, like, oh, right, that's right, I forgot about that, kind of thing. So under my student artifacts, I actually have a screenshot of the answer. So some people we found out didn't have the Japanese enabled on their phone. I guess they had like an Android or something, so they got it all wrong because they typed it in Romaji, in English letters, instead of in hiragana. But for the most part, a good chunk of them, have a very strong grasp. So the green is correct and the red is wrong. So there's some, you can see which ones are problematic here. So it's really cool. So that was one. And then after that, we listened to a voice thread that I had created for this particular lesson, and they took notes on that. And this particular voice thread was talking about expressing what you wanted to buy. So we're getting into like a shopping unit. So I provided a handout with certain clothing items from Uniqlo, which is a popular Japanese clothing store. And then so in Japanese, the kids practice talking about which ones they would want to buy. So they had jackets and shirts and watches and stuff like that. So they're like, oh, I want to buy the green one or the white one. And the other person would either agree with that statement, oh yeah, me too, I'd also like to purchase this one or this one. Or they would express a different opinion to say, oh really, I think I'd rather buy this one or this one, something else. So that part was addressing the Common Core standard for speaking and listening. So they're preparing for and participating in a range of conversations. So they had to talk about all the different items on that shopping. I call it a shopping guide. They had, the jackets, the shirts, the pants, the shoes, everything. And then they also had to express their own ideas clearly. And lastly, what they did was they recorded the conversation. So they pulled a number. I had the numbers in a bag. Each number represented an item. And so they didn't know what item they were going to be talking about until they actually pulled a number. And then my intention was for them to record their conversation, like what they wanted to buy, on this thing called Vokaru. And then I found out during class that Vokaru is not supported by smartphones. So a couple of them had their own personal laptops, so they used that. But otherwise, they had to come up and see me. So I had the class work on do a workbook assignment, and I would just call up the pairs one by one, and I would record it on here. And the really cool thing about Vokaru is you click to record, and when you're done recording and you save it, you get a link. And so what they did was they took that link and put it in a Google form that I had created and shared as a link with them. So the Google form results are, there. And I guess that's as big as it gets. So these are all the links that they shared with me. Actually, this is only one class, and I did it with 2 classes after that. But So and these are the different items. Each color represents a different item that they discussed. So yeah. And that was about it for my lesson. Ooh, wrong window. This window. Okay. Any questions? Yeah, Vocaboo would be a super powerful tool, especially for a world language teacher, to assess speaking. If you have a laptop cart, but because I found out that it's not supported by the smartphone, I was kind of limited in the usage. But it's something to keep in mind, I think, if I eventually get a laptop cart or if I had access to the computer lab.
Cool. I know there's different apps within Google Docs that will let you record now.
Okay, I should check that out.
Yeah, I'll try look. I was just thinking when you were presenting, I was just thinking there's one. I know there's one like where you can do a rubric and then you can speak the feedback to the students, and then in Doctopus now the students can also do it, but off the top of my head I can't remember what it was called, but I'll try to figure it out and then send that to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but so then you can embed audio files with Google Docs, so that way you don't have to go to a third party. Maybe you can keep it within. Yeah, well, that's cool.
Yeah. I wonder if you'd be able to use, if they use their phone and they do the voice recorder, would they be able to somehow? I don't know.
I don't know how to collect it though then.
Yeah, that's
from them. Like, do they just email it to me or?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've been thinking, I wanted to, for their quarter test this quarter, I wanted them to do a shopping thing, and then I don't have like a video recorder. Like actually, when I was at Honolulu, we had a flip video camera lab, so that was really nice. They were in groups and they would follow each other around with the flip video camera. So I was like, oh, I wish I had a flip video camera. I wonder if I could let them use their smartphones. How can I, So I'm, yeah.
I think that the vocal is very, I think it's nice, but I have never used it. But Google Doc has, if you go to the tools, there is a voice typing. Yeah, voice. I sometimes use voice typing, so if the student can pronounce correctly, so it's gonna change into the hiragana or katakana character. So it's easy way to check their pronunciation.
Cool. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Anything else for Jenny? Good. All right. Awesome job. Okay, so my turn, and of course, I was trying to get my things to pop up, but it wasn't working well for me. So I'll try to present, and we'll see how it goes. So I teach, my name is Shauna Hirota, and I teach at Kailo Intermediate, and my lesson that I chose to do was with my 8th grade AVID students. And so we had recently gone to the college fair, so we're doing a project that connects with with a college and university search. So we looked at we're doing a pennant project. So let me try to pull up the lesson plan for you. Okay, and sorry, that's what I want, but it's not letting me move it. Hold on. Okay. All right. Can you see the lesson plan now?
No.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Oh, yep.
Okay. No. So and then so we had, this is like a huge unit, so there's a lot of Common Core standards that it connects to. So I have it all listed. So there's many different elements to the project. So first we started off with the kids all signed up via Google Sheet. It was a live sheet, and everybody had access to it, and they signed up for the college that they wanted, and then we shared the assignment, which wasn't loading earlier, so it's going to load now. Yeah. Okay, so those are not loading, so just forget about that. So I'll just take part. So they're looking at their different colleges. So I've got their essential questions set up. So because we're an AVID school, that we're really built around the essential questions and connecting it that way. So they start off with finding the school that they wanted, and once we had each kid had picked a school, then they got the project sheet. And so basically they're going to be creating a pennant. They're going to draw a pennant in Google Draw, so it's going to be actually a digital pennant, and they have to include information. So then they were given a research sheet, and so they were using Google Search and Google Docs to fill in their research, and then they're going to be working on their pennant in Google Draw. And so I have a template for them, but they can also draw it themselves. And then they're going to take that pennant and add it to our class slideshow, so that way it becomes collaborative, and then they all can access it and see it. And then they'll be presenting. And then while they present, the students will take notes via Google Form. And so the form is all set up. Let's see if any of these will work now. Nope, still not coming up. Sorry. So the Google form follows along with their presentation, and so the kids just kind of click on different things, and then once they get that information, then we can look at all the different information from each one. And then the very last part, which I like, is they do a reflection, and there's 3 questions that they're looking at. One is kind of what they learned, what surprised them from their own research, and then the next question compares the research that they heard from the other students, and they kind of talk about how their school is similar or different from these other schools. And then the very last part is that they would take their research and go and talk to their families about it, because part of our program is trying to get the families involved. So they would talk to their families and get their feedback, and then they would write about that experience. So that is it. So sorry, I can't get any of the samples to come up. Yep, they're still not coming up. So just going to get that. But yeah, so it's multi apps project, and it's going to take us. We have tutorials. We have a scripted week, so we have tutorials twice a week, and binder checks and learning logs that we do. And so I really only have them twice a week. So I imagine it's going to take us about 4 to 5 classes for them to get it done and then present. But they seem to be enjoying it so far. Some students know how to use Google Draw better than others, and so they're helping each other out, and they're talking about it. Some people are still doing their research. So they're all kind of in various stages, but the one really good thing I like about the Google Apps is that they can be at different stages, and it's not like they have to all wait for one thing. So the way the project is set up, they have access to all the different parts. They can just go and get it done when they're ready. So that's about it.
I was just curious, when they do their Google searches, do you set up like a special search engine so that there's certain parameters, or is it just kind of an open Google search that they can do?
Yeah, that's a really good question. It's definitely something that you want to think about. For this particular project, they were going specifically to a website called collegeboard.org, and it pretty much had all the information they needed. And if it was missing things, then they did just do a Google search and they looked it up. I haven't set up parameters with the students yet. I have the AVID students. They're supposed to be students who have a lot of potential, and so they tend to be like really good students, but they just don't have all the skills that they need yet. So that's what I'm providing them, kind of like a extra skills class to get them prepared to take honors courses in high school. So I haven't had to be really strict about the Google searching.
That's good.
But it's definitely something that I think I need to have like a policy on, or at least a talk. Our librarian is really good about in the beginning of the year. She does a tutorial with every single kid in our school, and she talks about proper searching. And they did history day in their social studies class, and so they've done proper searching there, science fair in their science class. So I assume by now that they know what to do, but you're right. I should think about that. So thank you.
So I'm just curious, Sean,
Yeah.
you're teaching intermediate students, right? They're kind of middle school students.
Yep.
Are they interested to know the college already? Or you're kind of intend to lead them to research?
Yeah. So part of being a avid school is getting them on track to think about college already. So
Wow.
like last year when I started, I was really shocked that we're talking about college to 7th and 8th graders. But now that I'm into it, it's so brilliant because I had the kids took the RISEC, and so they are already looking at potential careers in the future. They've done inventory to kind of decide on their career, and then that shows what major they're going to need. So they kind of are looking, when they're looking at colleges, they look already for the program of study. Like, so I told them, for me, I study Japanese, and so when I was looking for colleges, that was a deciding factor, which college actually offered Japanese as a major. And so the kids are starting to look at that. And so they're starting to get an idea of what colleges are out there. And then we participated in a virtual college fair that had limited representatives. And then we just went to the live college fair that was at the convention center. And so I took all my 7th and all my 8th graders, and then they visited the booth, and they talked story with the registration people. And then so now they kind of have narrowed down, a school that they like. And so, of course, it's like USC, UCLA, like all the big name schools. But some of them have like, schools that I haven't necessarily heard of because they've been doing their research. So this is a really good project. I have 25 kids in that class, and they each have to pick a different college. So if nothing else, they'll hear about 24 other schools during the presentations.
Yeah.
Just kind of start, opening up their eyes and seeing. So now this way, when they step into 9th grade in high school, they already know which classes they need to take. So they'll know, like, does my school require 4 years of science? Oh, okay, I better make sure I take all 4 years instead of just the 3 years.
Wow.
So yeah, it's really setting them up for success, which is what the program is designed to do.
Yeah. That's awesome, really.
I know, it's really good. And so with the Google Apps, it really helps because they're able to keep all their information and utilize all these different sources and then put it all together for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's a lot of work though, but because I like that because we let them be prepared, right? Be anticipating for the college already.
Mm-hmm.
Have some hopes, right? Wow, that's cool. Really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, any other comments? Okay. All right, well, we survived. Yay. Good job, everyone. All the lessons were really good. I like all the variety, and I hope whoever eventually watches our broadcasts can get a lot out of it.
So we can watch this one through the YouTube then?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.